Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Bad Bad Not Good record, 3. Bad Bad Not Good is a Toronto-based jazz trio. This is their third record, if you haven't figured that out. It's out on Innovative Leisure Records. And you might remember back in 2011, these guys were making waves doing instrumental reinterpretations of hip-hop instrumentals from artists like Nas and Odd Future. And they were also going a step further and covering like video game music from the Zelda Ocarina of Time soundtrack. The production was good, the performances were tight. These guys definitely valued raw energy and just explosive, electrifying togetherness than they did flashy solos or anything like that. But the quality of the performances and the playing and the solos all got turned up on the band's next full-length LP, BBNG2. And on this sophomore record, the band also experimented with putting some more original material on the LP, as well as taking on covers from James Blake and Kanye West, even My Bloody Valentine on the final track here. And lately, these guys have been doing backing instrumentation and production for other artists as well, like Earl, Pharoah Monch, and lately they've had some really awesome Flying Lotus and Tonight covers that I've been hearing them pull out in the live setting as well. So at the moment, Bad Bad Not Good is sitting at this really interesting crossroads of jazz and hip-hop and modern electronic music, and interpreting a lot of this stuff through just a really fearsome punk spirit. And all of these flavors come together on this new record of theirs that is 100% original material, but maybe not quite as jazz-oriented as I was expecting or hoped. Bass, piano, and drums still work as the foundation of Bad Bad Not Good sound, but they work in a lot of other sounds as well, like sub-bass hits and guitar and saxophone and what sounds like strings. This is Bad Bad Not Good's most instrumentally lush release. However, there doesn't seem to be as much of a focus on the solos on this LP, or just jamming in general. Now, there are some solos on this LP that do stand out and do sort of, really take the spotlight, like the upright bass solo on the song Eyes Closed, or the bass and drum jam on the song Kaleidoscope. And there's the song Differently Still, which is a bit of an old school jazz oasis in the middle of this LP, where the trio is sounding like a trio from the 1960s. Now, even though there are solos on this record that stand out and Bad Bad Not Good definitely make room for them in the mix, in the structure of the song, the band is obviously just working with a different formula now. They've moved beyond improving over other people's stuff that they are recreating and are now just creating their own original material. And because of that, it seems like they're more focused on just making a good song that sounds very nice, as opposed to coming together with a fiery performance of said song. Take the song Confessions, for example, which has Leland Whitty on it playing saxophone, frequent collaborator with Bad Bad Not Good. However, his playing on this track is, I don't know, just a little tame, a little unadventurous in comparison with what I've heard him do with the band before. Yes, it definitely breaks up the sequence of these tracks by bringing a nice, bright, beautifully sounding saxophone into the mix, but it's not like an explosion of a track for me. Despite the very pretty and smooth swells of sax, drums, pianos, and bass on a lot of the choruses of this track, and I do love the very hypnotic saxophone cycles that Leland is playing through on this song. It's just really obvious that Bad Bad Not Good is more worried about composition on this record than they are improvisation. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because the effort does show. Like the song Kaleidoscope, which starts off with these really chilly keyboards and eventually builds up into these saxophone melodies, these saxophone harmonies that sound like something out of Frank Zappa's Hot Rats. The instrumentation on this track is really just rich, it's really grand, it's beautiful. Then there's the song Eyes Closed, which has this really dreary, reverb-soaked guitar playing throughout it. The band builds up to a really climactic finish at the end. It's really, in my opinion, a quality nod to post-rock. And then there's the song Since You Asked Kindly, which isn't one of my favorite tracks on here. It's not really a riveting song for me. It gets a little redundant in the midsection with these repetitive keyboard leads, but it's one of the more unexpected tracks for me on this record because it takes kind of an instrumental synth pop direction. With the analog production, it sounds like this song was recorded 40 years ago or something. And then there's songs on this record like Can't Leave the Night, which is one of the lead singles to this LP. And on this song, Bad Bad Not Good essentially come up with their own version of a banger, with these keyboard melodies that sound like they were taken straight out of a Flying Lotus song, and these sub-bass lines that hit once the drop comes that feel like they were pulled straight out of a Tonight track. And the track is fine, it's decent. I've given it multiple listens since it was originally released on the internet, but as I listened to it in the context of this record many times, I can't say I'm really excited with the song beyond the concept of it. It's like Bad Bad Not Good is really trying to refine the banger, trying to refine this hard-hitting, bombastic thing, and it doesn't end up subtle enough to be seductive, and yet it's not hard-hitting enough to the point where I flip or I just go crazy or I get this rush of energy once the drop comes. And the same kind of goes for the song CS62, which kind of shoots for the same formula but is much more ambitious with a more expansive song structure, tons of strings that help bring the song to a climactic finish. But here as well, Bad Bad Not Good try like hell to fit these sub-bass sounds into the song in a logical and tasteful way, but it's just short of actually being so. With this LP overall, I'm not in love with it, but it's not really like a huge disappointment for me or anything like that. I thought it was good. I think Bad Bad Not Good still brought a lot of positive characteristics to the table. For one, the production is fantastic. I think they blend their influences creatively. There's a lot of sound play on this record. I think stylistically, Bad Bad Not Good continue to be adventurous, and I think it's really interesting that they're incorporating just nothing but original material on this LP, and most of it's really good. But on this new record of theirs, I don't think Bad Bad Not Good really puts the performance fire into these tracks that they usually do other people's material, weirdly enough, or other older original tracks like Rotten Decay, for example. And because of that, this record can kind of be a little mundane sometimes. Every record on this LP feels so methodically planned and feels so measured that even the high points, even the climaxes of the record just kind of hang in the yellow. But still, I can see even that being a turn-on for other people. You know, this is Bad Bad Not Good's most orchestrated LP. It's also their moodiest LP. I was just hoping for a bit more emotional and instrumental variety on this record and just maybe some stronger playing, but that's about it. I'm feeling a decent to strong 7 on this thing. Transition, if you've given this record a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Bad Bad Not Good, forever.